Today I'm going to show you how to wash your makeup brushes and sponges using common household items that you probably already have. No fancy cleaners, no special tools, just a super simple method that actually works. Now, before we begin, it's helpful to understand a little bit about brush anatomy. I promise this part won't be too long, but it's important to know a little bit about how your brush is made because it actually does matter when it comes to keeping your brushes in really good shape for a very long time. So a makeup brush is made up of 3 parts: the bristles, the ferrule, and the handle. The bristles are the part that picks up and applies the product. The ferrule is the metal section that holds the bristles in place. And the handle, usually wood or plastic, is what you hold when applying the makeup. The key thing to know is this: the bristles are glued into the ferrule. So when you're washing your brushes, it's super important to keep water away from this area. Too much moisture around the ferrule can actually loosen the glue that's in here, and it will damage your brush over time. So keep that information in your back pocket for later because you will need it. All right, let's start by breaking down the most stubborn makeup products. Things like cream eyeliner, foundation, and cream blush. These tend to cling to your brush bristles and can be really tricky to remove completely. If you use a lot of cream products, a brush soak is a great first step. Here's what I do. I mix warm water with a little bit of oil and baby shampoo in a small cup or bowl. Then I just dip the bristles into the mixture, not the ferrule, right? Not the ferrule, and I let them soak for a few minutes. You'll usually see the water start to turn cloudy almost immediately. That's the oil working to dissolve all of that built up oily makeup residue. When it comes to which oil to use, you can use just about any gentle oil, but jojoba oil is known to be like a favorite because it breaks down makeup really well without being too heavy. I didn't have jojoba oil on hand that day, so I just used olive oil, and as you can see, it worked just fine. Be cautious when you're using heavier oils like coconut oil, which is more like a solid. They can sometimes leave a bit of a film that's harder to rinse out later. But olive oil, jojoba oil, that works really well. The next step is setting up your drying station because once your brushes are clean, how you dry them is just as important as how you wash them. So you're gonna wanna start by laying a towel flat on the counter and then roll up 2 small towels and place them along the sides to create a gentle incline. When you lay your brushes on top, the bristles are angled slightly downward, and that is the key. This drying position helps prevent the water from seeping into that ferrule, which can loosen the glue over time and cause shedding. Now, if I'm being honest, most people, even makeup artists, they just lay their brushes flat to dry. And while that's okay, it probably won't wreck your brushes. This simple, kind of easy hack or trick can really help extend the life of your brushes and keep them in better shape for longer. Now it's time to actually shampoo and rinse the brushes. I start by putting a small amount of baby shampoo into the palm of my hands. Then I gently swirl the brushes around in the shampoo, working up a lather and loosening any remaining makeup. Once the product is broken down, I rinse the brush under lukewarm water, keeping the bristles pointed downwards to avoid getting water in that ferrule. I rinse until the water runs completely clear. And if the brush still looks or feels like it has product in it, I just repeat the process. Once clean, I gently squeeze out that excess water, reshape the bristles back into their original shape, and then I lay the brush down on my towel station to dry. If you use natural hair bristle brushes, here's a little bonus tip that can make a big difference. Over time, natural bristles can start to feel dry or scratchy, especially if they're being washed often. So after shampooing, you can take a moment to apply a tiny bit of conditioner, just like you would with your real hair. I massage it gently into the bristles, let it sit for a minute, and then rinse thoroughly. It helps soften the brush fibers and keeps them feeling smooth and comfortable against the skin. This trick works especially well with high quality natural hair brushes like the ones from Rephr. It really helps to extend their life and their performance. Now let's talk about washing sponges like beauty blenders, triangle powder puffs, all of those things. The process is really similar to brushes actually. I start by opening and closing the sponge under running water to fully saturate it, kind of like pumping it in my hand so that the water can get deep inside. Then I apply some baby shampoo, work it into the sponge really well, and keep squeezing and rinsing repeatedly until the water runs completely clear. Now, this may take a few rounds, okay, depending on how much product is built up in there. But once it's clean, you can gently squeeze out that excess water and set it out to dry right next to your brushes. Don't take too long to clean your beauty blenders because sponges are a breeding ground for bacteria. So you want to do this pretty regularly just so that you don't have so much foundation and all this gunk like really clogging up in there. Now, as a working makeup artist, there's one last step that I always do, and that's cleaning and disinfecting the brush handles. After everything is washed and drying, I take a piece of paper towel with isopropyl alcohol and I wipe down every handle. It's a quick step that ensures that everything is fully sanitized and ready for the next client. If you're just using brushes at home, this step isn't absolutely necessary, but it's still a great idea every once in a while, especially if you're doing a deep clean. Just like we clean, the door knobs or the door handles in our home, it's a good idea to do this too. It's that extra little bit of care that keeps your tools and your skin, honestly, in the best possible condition. One last tip, especially for anyone who's acne prone or for those people who like to switch up eyeshadow shades, is to use 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean your brushes between deep washes. I do this all the time to keep my skin clear and prevent breakouts. It's also the fastest, easiest way to switch colors, especially when you're working with multiple eye looks. What's great about 99% alcohol is that it dries almost instantly, unlike 70%, which can leave the brushes a little bit damp for longer. So when you're picking some up at the pharmacy, always check the label and go for the highest percentage of alcohol that you can find. Okay, it's gonna dry super fast if it's 99%. So just pour a little bit into a paper towel or cloth, swirl your brush to remove the pigment, wait about 10 seconds, and it's clean, dry, and ready for the next shade or ready for the next time you wanna do your makeup. This trick is a total game changer for quick, effective cleaning. Whether you're on set, you're working with clients, you're in between clients, or you're just doing makeup on yourself and you want to keep your skin happy at home. And that's it, your full brush and sponge cleaning routine using simple household items plus a few pro tips to keep everything sanitized and skin safe. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, or share it with a friend who needs a brush cleaning day too. Maybe you guys can go and do it together. This video's over.